Hello, everyone. Jason Hagholm here, and I am joined by Jasmine Jasudavicius. Jasmine's one of the top Canadian women's strawweight and flyweight fighters, and she'll be making the trek out for CFFC to Philadelphia on March the 12th to take on Ashley Deen. Jazz, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing quite well. Jazz, I know we were supposed to talk a little bit earlier in the day, but you had to do your medicals. I just want to know, is
Yeah.
there anything really changed from the medical process since, the last time you had to do them and just maybe give people a look what goes on now as opposed to maybe what happened, before the pandemic.
Yeah, I had my the appointment for the ophthalmologist. So they did like the that eye drop thing and it was like a snowy day out, so it was super bright and it was killing me. But made it through and everything. The medicals, we have to do obviously a couple COVID tests, but other than that, they're the same. Like the blood work and the physical and all that kind of stuff.
And doesn't take any much more time than before COVID, right?
Not really. We just have to go early to like get the test done and all that kind of stuff. That's the only really big difference.
Well, I'm happy you got that done and getting it organized because you're fighting. As of right now, I believe the co-main event for CFFC 93 against Ashley Deen, and CFFC's kind of been a nice little home for you for during the pandemic. Like, what's it like
Yeah.
been fighting for CFFC? Because they seem like great exposure and a well-run promotion.
No, it's been awesome. I really like CFFC. They've always been like awesome with me, and they're a good promotion. I feel like at home there. Like I know the lay of the land, and I know like who to ask if I need anything, and they treat me well. From what I've seen, they treat everyone well. They like hooked us up with some sick meals last time, and they take care of their fighters. I highly recommend fighting for them.
Plus, they've been doing a lot for Canadian fighters, right? Not only with yourself,
Yeah.
Johan, and then your teammate Aaron Jeffery is fighting in the main event for their middleweight title. So that's got to be nice to know that they're welcoming and wanting, some Canadian flavor on their cards.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Like there's not very many Canadians that are able to fight right now, and so we're super fortunate to be able to get cards like over there.
Well, before we, look at your upcoming fight against Ashley Deen, you fought for the CFFC Strawweight title your last time out, and
Yeah.
arguably what was one of the most closest title fights I witnessed for all of 2020 last year. It didn't go your way. How long, honestly, did it take for you to get over it, Jazz? Because to me, and from what most people said, a lot of people feel you still won the fight.
Yeah. I think I won the fight. Even like looking back and watching the fight again, I still think I won it. Like, sometimes you don't know within the fight, but yeah, I definitely thought I won it. But I mean, whatever. It's the judges saw it the other way, and I mean, there's a lot of learning lessons that I took from it, that I wouldn't have possibly learned maybe or maybe I would have learned them at like a more devastating time or something like that. But yeah, I'm happy that like the holes that I had were exposed, and now like just tightening all those up, and I'll just be more prepared for the future.
What was the biggest learning lesson, I guess, coming off that, split decision loss to Elise Reed?
I think before I was very like forceful, and I was like trying to like impose my will as opposed to like kind of playing the game and like finding my opportunities. I think I thought I could just go in there like hot guns blazing and just like run through people, and I mean it did work for a little bit, but once you kind of when something's working until it doesn't work,
Mhm.
then you have to kind of take a step back and regroup. And now I feel like it's kind of an evolution for me.
Yeah, that they always say the best learning experience is a loss. That was your first one, and as we said, it was really controversial. I think the best telling thing of that fight was I took a screenshot after the decision. Your jaw was literally on the floor because I
Yeah.
was stunned as any yeah, exactly like that. I was as stunned as anyone because I don't know how someone can close out a fight with in half guard doing ground and pound and still lose the fight when they've won at least 2 out of the 3 rounds in my eyes.
Yeah, like even when you listen to the commentating stuff like that, then like they even thought I won. But I mean, in all honesty, I'm happy that it happened now, as opposed to say I'm in the UFC or fighting for some like big organization, and that like payout at the fight to win and the win bonus and everything like that, that'll be significantly more. And not to mention just like in preparation, like a girl that can run from me that easy, that's obviously not a good thing for me. So I've definitely tightened that up.
Did you watch Elise's last fight towards the end of the year where she had a pretty one-sided decision victory over Jillian DeCourcy?
I don't really watch my opponents that much. I don't know. I just kind of go in there and fight. And like I let my coaches, they kind of like game plan and guide me, but I don't want to be thinking about them while I'm fighting. I want to think about me. I want to enjoy the moment. I'm the one fighting.
Well, speaking about, you and enjoying the moment, let's talk about this upcoming fight against Ashley Deen. Ashley's a veteran. She's got, 10 fights under her belt, some pro boxing and some Muay Thai, even on the same night, I believe, if you look at her record. What do you know about Ashley going into this fight?
I don't know too much. I mean, like I said before, I don't know like that much about my opponents. I watched one fight of hers a while ago. I don't remember if it was a year or 2 years ago or whatever. But like she looks like she's down to fight, so I like that instead of a runner. But I mean, I think that we fare well together. She looks good. I'm looking forward to it.
I think we all are. I think we're all excited to see how you can come back after that, tough split decision loss. And it always, I think, is a big character maker of a fighter, what they can do after a loss and coming back. And I think this is, a great opportunity for you. But as well, you're fighting on the card with your teammate, Aaron Jeffery, who's fighting in the main event. And, we talked about the Canadian aspect, but that's going to be really cool for you that you're finally fighting on the same card as Aaron.
Yeah. So not only is he my teammate, but he's actually my roommate as well. Yeah, so it's sweet. We're like in camp together, and it's awesome. Like I love it. It's we're all like feeling the same things. We have a tough practice, and then like we wake up the next morning, we see each other in the morning, we're just like and like it's just like we just look at each other, and we both just like no kind of thing. And so it's nice to have someone kind of like suffering along with you. It feels more like as much as like this is an individual sport, it's a team sport too, and it's really nice.
Well, I mean, as well, like it seems like you guys at Niagara, a top team. It seems like if one gets a fight, another couple fights are going to be brewing, because not only Aaron, but I know Zach, he's fighting the week before you guys. So I mean, that's also got to be nice. It's kind of getting the normalcy back of a full fight camp for not just you, but a lot of other fighters.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's like awesome, because like we're setting up sparring and all that kind of stuff, and so it's nice that we have a group of us, so we know that like the vibe is going to be good in the room. Like everyone's going to be working hard. It's not going to be like people joking around or anything like that. Like we're in there. We're all in camp, and we're all in there to like get work done. And like all our training partners know that, and it's so awesome. It's such a great environment for us.
Yeah, it seems like a great family type atmosphere there from just the stuff I've seen through social media and everything. Jazz, how has camp been going? Because I spoke to Aaron a little while ago, and he said, you've had some bylaw officers come in trying to maybe get the place shut down and whatnot. Has that just been, a little bump in the road, and you've just been able to focus on what you need to do? Or is it just continue to be more of an annoying thing, I guess?
Yeah, like it's one of those things we're just like making it work. Because we are worried about bylaw, of course, and but like it's crazy because all of us pretty much all live at the same house, or like there's like 3 houses that pretty much everyone that goes to the gym lives at, and so it's like we'll all either be at the gym or are at our house so it really, it sucks because it like throws a wrench into things about bringing in like big practices and we would have these like epic practices on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights, and it was like crazy. There was like 30 people in there, and there was a bunch of gyms shut down, so like all the pros are coming in. It was like nuts. It was like a hot, like it was like the hottest night of ever. We have mirrors that would get like completely drenched, all like dripping down. Like it was sick. It was so good. So it sucks we can't do those anymore, but we're still able to like bring that intensity, but just in like a smaller group. But it's not the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, but you know what? I think there's hope. Hopefully by, the summer, you guys can get back to those big type practices again with,
yeah, no, I get I think they're opening up more stuff like next week or something for us. So it's only like a little bump in the road.
No, that's good to hear. Cause I mean, as I've talked with Aaron and, Zach about, it's like Niagara Top Team. It's quickly becoming one of the hottest gyms in Canada. And like, you're the female face of it right now, Jazz.
Yeah, no, it's we've been blowing up. It's been sick. I think we're doing the right stuff. I think we got sick coaches, and we got a group of us that are very like dedicated, and we really support each other. So I think that's why we're all rising together.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that way. Everyone, each fight keeps growing and growing and taking that next step. And I think I wouldn't be remiss to ask you, Jazz, is once again, you're traveling down to the United States, Philadelphia. We know the government of Canada put new travel restrictions in. Do those concern you a little bit more now as before when you fought for them in the summer and fall?
Yeah, no, they are very concerning. Like one of the guys, he didn't even want to take a fight in general because in concern with coming back. But for me personally, like I saw the contract before, and I'll figure it out. Like if it happens, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that it doesn't happen, and I can just do the regular quarantine at home, not do like this crazy hotel thing that they're telling us to do. But I don't know. As long as I get there and I can fight, then whatever. I'll quarantine or I'll go to the hotel and sit in bed and eat for 3 days or whatever it is. Like I'll make it work regardless. But yeah, it would suck. I want to get home and like enjoy myself at home. But
yeah, that's what Aaron was pretty much saying, the same thing. Like, if he'll be coming back potentially with a belt, but like if he said if he's willing to stick it out a couple more days or weeks out there in Philadelphia, because apparently they may be changing this. We don't know that, but I mean, would you be willing to do the same thing? Just maybe hang out in Philly for an extra week or so?
Yeah, honestly, after my fight, like I'm down for whatever. I was actually like thinking about staying and actually doing some training down there. My striking coach was like gonna look into it, and so potentially that would be a nice idea for both Aaron and I to stay.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a smart idea as well for a lot of these Canadian fighters out there, because this $2,000 thing for the COVID hotel, I hate it for all of you guys, right? Like, as you said, someone in your gym didn't take a fight just because of this travel restriction now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's insane. Like, how can like if you have a negative don't even get me started, man.
Oh, trust me, I do a show with Josh Hill. We had a long debate on this topic because like I understand why they put it in, but for an athlete like you, it's like killer, right? For just anything just to come back. So I don't know, hopefully it can get sorted out where, and hopefully you don't have to deal with a COVID hotel and you can just do your quarantine back at home after your fight with CFFC.
Yeah, speaking of Josh Hill, actually, he's been coming out to Niagara Top Team a bit because he moved to Font Hill. Yeah. So now when he comes into the gym, we call him Josh the Font Hill.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I gotta definitely bring that up with him on one of our next shows. Hopefully I'll
for
remember
sure.
it, but that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he just moved. But yeah, I mean, that just goes to show like the quality of guys that are coming into your gym right now to help everyone get better, right? As you know, as Niagara Tunnel has been open, what, 2 years?
Yeah, honestly, it's been closed because of COVID longer than it was open.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Nuts.
That's
Yeah, like
nuts.
closed.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
government shut down because of
yeah.
COVID restrictions. But well, Jazz, anyways, thanks for your time, and best of luck against Ashley Deen, and hopefully, continue to grow your stock with a win. You'll be 5-1. I think you're definitely getting some UFC eyeballs on you. So before I let you go, though, Jazz, plug yourself out there on social media because I think a lot of people need to keep their eyes on you for your fighting style, your personality, and you're being one of the big female faces of Canadian mixed martial arts.
Yeah, so my social media is Jasmine Jasudavicius. Obviously, thank you very much for having me. It's always great chatting with you. Honestly, one of my favorite ones to do. So it's awesome. And
It means a lot,
thanks.
Jazz.
No problem. Thanks, obviously, my coaches, training partners, and all that. So
All right, Jazz. Well, best of luck on March the 12th against Ashley Deen, and a pretty Canadian stack-filled show because not only, as we said, Aaron, but Johan Lioness is also fighting on there. So 3 Canadians are going to be on that card. So it's really a kind of a Canada versus USA atmosphere.
yeah, nice. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, Jazz, and best of luck on March the 12th.
Thank you very much.